You're listening to the Screaming Pods Network.
What would freak you out the most at a haunted house attraction?
Goddamn, like, that's the thing about haunted houses. It's just not real. It's the same way, like, like, personally, I enjoy and I'm not really frightened by horror films. Like, it's not real. I mean, it's scary to watch and think about, but, like, I know it's fiction. And when you're there, it's the same thing. There is that... I don't know if you want to call it the fourth wall, but there is that, barrier where you're safe, you're protected. It's on the rules plastered all over the place.
Right.
Don't touch anybody and they won't touch you,
Right.
But then, like, there's that documentary about haunted houses in that McCamey Manor where that sick asshole is, like,
He's
literally torturing people against their will.
He's a pervert and he watches them. He videotapes it and he
fucking
watches
did it
them.
to his neighbor.
Like,
Didn't
3
she
times.
filed a restraining order
Yeah.
against him.
Yeah. It's kind
He's
of
a
her
creepy.
bad.
He's a creepy man.
She
like,
shouldn't have gone in there 3 times.
Yeah, I wouldn't be going through there.
No, I would
mean,
never.
He interviews the people before they go through. It's sick.
Yeah, he
twisted.
pre-screens
Yeah,
them.
He
It's
is,
almost
he is a
like-
pervert. Like, he's choosing
All right, but
who he gets to put his hands all over. Because he, like, I don't know how common that is. Like, to be a proprietor of a haunted house and then be inside working it.
I mean, if you really like the scare, I understand.
He does it
I
at his
understand,
house,
but
right?
yeah, he doesn't. He put like shipping
fuck?
containers in his backyard, and he like literally makes people eat shit and dog vomit. Ugh, I can't even think about it.
What is the name of that documentary? It's really good.
McCamey Manor, or
Yeah,
Haunters.
Haunters.
Haunters is the name of the documentary.
The Art of the Scare.
And you can find it on Netflix. It's so sick, and it's almost like they don't only focus on McCamey Manor.
There's a couple others.
Yeah, and it's almost like they have a coup against him. Everybody just totally disrespects this guy in what seems to be a very well-connected haunted house community. Everybody seems to like know each other.
It's really interesting how every profession does have its own little community of
You don't think about
professionals.
that.
But yeah, and then like yeah, like I don't know, circus clowns have I don't know, do they unionize? I don't know.
Well, they must if they all share transportation. Get it? Clown car.
Class reunion at the clown college.
You'll be attending that solo.
Come on, that's where we met.
Speaking of clowns, that is Ben, and
Good segue.
as always, my name is Jill. Thank you for joining us.
At the fire.
Today we're going to bring you kind of a different style episode. We're doing a throwback style. Many of you remember Julie and Catherine's haunted adventure, and we're taking you along for the ride this year once again. We're going to take you through one of the brand new haunted attractions in the Metro Detroit area, and we're not going to tell you the name because we're pretty sure we're not supposed to ever be recording that experience.
It says no, explicitly no video or photography, but nothing about audio. I think I iterated that last time as well. Yeah, I think the last time we did this, it was a single-digit episode. I don't know which one it was, but this was early. This was probably about exactly a year ago.
It was like exactly a year ago. And we also brought a wonderful, wonderful guy from the Metro Detroit area, Ian. Ian came along. It was a pretty good attraction. When you first rolled up, you saw this giant dragon that you had to like walk by. It was in a cage and there were like burned bodies on the cage. It was pretty cool. It was like blowing out smoke, and
it was huge. It was
giant.
It was really sweet.
It looked like Drogon from not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones.
And there was a huge line. They had that guy
fire
twirling. Twirler. They had a guy lit his whip on fire and was messing around. But, like, did you see when we were, like, almost in, that guy that came out the front?
Was he like a clown?
I don't know. No, he wasn't dressed up or anything. It was just some guy. It looked like he went inside.
Maybe that was the owner.
You think so?
Probably.
I don't know.
They frequent those.
He just came out the front and you looked at the guy and I was like, man, is everything okay? That guy doesn't look like he's doing all right.
Well, maybe it was too much for him.
Maybe it was too much for him.
Because as we learned, some people can't handle it.
No.
But no, it was really cool. They did a great job, great effects, awesome props, really unique rooms that you'll get to experience via audio and our descriptions. But I would go back probably. It was really short, but it was really cool.
It was really cool.
They did a really great job, but we thought we all would have gotten out of the haunted house together.
Just listen for yourselves.
Hi. What's your name?
Did he say good morning?
He said good morning. Or somebody did.
What's your name? Me? Hi, me. Right this way.
I never liked that, like, the whole pleasantries thing.
Hi.
Oh, everybody gets to hear this from my point of view because I had to stuff the recorder in my bra, so you're welcome. I scream really loud.
Songs and rules and stuff.
So we were watching like this holographic rules explainers demon statue.
Yeah, it was really strange. It was like projected on a styrofoam head with like a cloth draped over it or something.
Basically telling us to be good.
They won't touch you unless you touch them.
Enter at your own risk, or watch what I'm about to see may frighten you to death, in which case your soul will belong to us.
And then it started to feel like the mansion was falling apart that we were walking into. It started to feel like
like Voldemort. Oh, that was.
That's Ezra. He's haunted these chambers for many years. He can sing songs. Sing a song. Everybody dance. Dance. It's Halloween.
Yay!
I really love Halloween.
I hope you're not scared of spiders.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, fucking all of these fucking.
Oh, it was bees, right?
Yes. So we had to walk through like this giant beehive, and I don't know how they did it, but it felt like bees were flying all around you. I've never seen that in a haunted house before.
I don't know if they had stuff hanging from the ceiling, but they had like air blowing at us, and
It was awful.
you can hear it going off there.
That was probably the worst.
Holy shit!
I don't remember what was going on here. People were running at us.
Yeah, we were walking up that really steep incline
Oh,
with the
yeah,
black
yeah.
walls.
It was very narrow.
Oh! Baby, there's a step! Baby, there's a step!
And yeah, they'd have these, it was like
You're good.
the walls were inflated, but it was so narrow.
It's like the haunted house is birthing you.
Yeah, it squeezed you in.
Every haunted house I've ever been to has that, and I always ask myself, is this sanitary?
Oh, I hate it. I hated it.
I hate feeling like I just hung out inside a latex glove.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Like people in cages behind wire and stuff.
We were about to walk into the meat room.
Was that the guy with the knife screaming?
Yeah, no, that was the guy laying on the table with his guts falling out.
Oh yeah, and they had the like axe thing on a blade on a pendulum.
Yeah, and
just
he was
slicing
moving,
his
and his
organs.
guts were moving.
That was really well done. It made me a little queasy looking at it.
I just want.
And you couldn't find your way out, so you were just stuck there. And they had like intestines hanging from like every inch of the ceiling, like
Yeah.
they were in your face. You had to push them out of your way.
Yeah, it was really disgusting.
It was like being in
I almost
the
threw
Texas
up.
Chainsaw Massacre
Oh.
or like Ed Gein's fucking
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, for sure. And they had like maggots hanging off of some. Oh my god! I'm
Did
gonna
they
throw
really?
up.
I didn't see
it
that.
It looked like maggots and stuff, and like bowls of guts.
And that dude was just huge, and he had this giant knife, and he was just yelling at us.
He was like in my face just then.
Yeah, that was really loud. Yeah.
Oh God, Ken!
I found the exit, and you guys were
That's
all
the guy
stuck
on
in
the
the
table
back.
just screaming as his fucking guts are flinging back and forth. He's like holding them in his hands.
I know. I was like, "Come on, guys, let's go." And so now I think what we're about to walk into is a mirror maze.
Yeah.
Oh, I had run off. I ran off alone without you guys because I wanted to get out of there.
He followed you. You found the way out. Yeah, they had like those metal poles. You had to walk between.
Yeah.
Mannequins everywhere, like blood all over them.
Yeah, so we were in a mirror maze and they had mannequins in all of the corners. And they had some people dressed up as mannequins.
Oh my God! There's a one alive. There's one that's alive. There's so many. Oh my God!
That was Ben. He was so scared.
He's trying to play along.
Spider webs everywhere. I don't know where Ian is. Don't run! Don't run! I didn't. Oh. Ian, where you at? Ian! Ian! Is he coming? I thought he was in front of me. Ian! Ian, where are you at? Ian! No, Ian! We can't leave him. Ian! Wander behind. Ian! Where are Ian? Where is he? Ian! Kathy, he was in front. Was he in front? I don't know. He might have. Where's our friend? Give us back our friend! Ian! 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 Ian, you up here? Ian! Ian! Ah! Where's Ian? Ah! Ian! 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 Ah! Ian! smoke. Ian! Ian! He just ran! Have you seen Ian? Ian! Is that Ian? Ian! Oh my God! Oh my God, they're coming. Ian! Ah! Ian! Is Ian in there? Ian!
I'm pretty sure we see him. He can go down this little section. He's got glasses.
Oh,
You want me to,
no.
I'll go out and look for him. You want me to go out and look for him?
I don't know what way he would be. I don't know.
Ian? Where did he go?
Seriously.
Is he okay?
I'm nervous.
Does he have asthma?
No.
Ian?
So, you may have noticed that we lost our friend Ian in the haunted house.
He was really gone.
He was really gone, and Kat and I proceeded to go through the clown maze down the slide to see if
I don't
maybe
know. I went out. I didn't
Yeah.
go through that.
I did. It was fucking terrifying. So we have like glasses on right now. We're walking through all these like polka dot rooms, and there are people dressed up in the polka dots and like following us around, but we can't determine what's a person, what's a wall. And we approach this slide, and we have to go down one at a time.
Is that in the slide?
No, we haven't hit the slide yet. We're still trying to get to the slide. Oh, here we go. Here's the slide. It was kind of steep. I got butterflies going down. And there were like clowns in my face staring at me right now as I waited for Kat to be.
He's on the slide.
I'm asking
Cat went first.
Kat went first. I'm like hanging back with the clowns. They weren't talking to me. They were just staring in my face. It was great. I love clowns.
All right. What's the trick here?
Go ahead on your bottom. Go straight there.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa.
See, I got butterflies in my tummy.
Oh, fucking crazy. Hi. Oh, God.
Um,
Oh, fuck.
so I had just landed at the bottom of the slide, and I looked up, and Pennywise the clown was leering over me.
Nice.
So
That's who led me out.
Pennywise?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
I guess Pennywise led me out too.
Ah.
Where's Ian? Where is he?
So Ian's still lost. No
Yeah.
one knows where he is.
I was waiting in the lobby talking to the staff.
Ian. Oh, no.
When do you want to come with me and we'll walk around to the other door?
That's the nice lady that was helping us.
Corner. There's a very hidden door that's for just our actors to go into a break room, so he might be.
Is that Ian?
When
That's
I'm
Ian.
outside.
Where'd you go, man?
Ian's like walking out of the woods.
No, I
are you okay? What happened?
It was too much for me. I had to leave.
Oh.
Yeah. The meat room. It totally fucked me up.
I know I lost you. I didn't know where I
Yeah, no.
I'm so sorry. I held on to those.
Thank you.
I promise I wasn't going to steal them.
You guys want to take a group photo? I can use your phone and take a picture of you.
Cat.
I mean, it's not that often you lose somebody in a haunted house.
Oh, that was really actually very scary.
And some of our actors came running out. They thought you lost a kid. Somebody lost their kid. We're like, what?
So Ian ended up being a huge superstar, and he is now the talk of the staff of that haunted house.
The one that got out.
The one that got out, at least it wasn't a kid, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize he hadn't left that room with us. I wonder if he exited before we left.
I don't know. The meat room was too much. Maybe
It was too much.
I think he may have turned around. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. I was the only one that bolted out the door.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard I don't know if you saw this, some of the staff were talking to each other, and they're like, I think it was one of the actors, they're like, where did he get out? And she's like, oh, he left after the meat room. It was too much. And the actor was like looking at her like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
fucked up.
I mean, that they had some amazing props.
Really did.
Props to that place.
Yeah, I'm always afraid
yeah.
also of haunted houses. Like, if one ever caught on fire, it's happened before. Like, you hear stories about this, but like, it is like a death trap. And if there was a fire in there, like, you can't
How do you get out?
There's not like a fire exit. I'm sure they
No.
didn't plan for that.
No. No, most of these places are temporary, like, setups.
Yeah, I think I saw on the entrance that we went through were 2 fire doors propped open. So
Right.
we went in the emergency exit.
Right. I wonder if that's, like, legal.
Yeah, shit.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
Can't be safe.
Who knows? But if you happen to have a scary haunted house story or a real haunted house story or any other spooky Halloween stories you want to share, go ahead and send them to us. You can submit your stories on our website at thefire.com, or you can email me admin@thefire.com.
Yeah, and a special thank you to Kat and Ian. We're glad you didn't die, and we're glad we didn't die either.
Yeah, thank you for actually scaring us half to death. If you haven't checked out Kat's other episodes, they are amazing. She delivers. She has the most wonderful stories that she shared with us on her Creepy Kids, Your Worst Nightmare, and the OG Haunted House episode, Julie and Catherine's Haunted Adventures. You actually get to hear me squeal like a piggy in that one, so I highly recommend you go give it a listen.
Yeah, Kat's been a great sport. Yeah. Really, thanks all around to everybody for listening. And if you want to stay up to date on everything that's happening, you can follow us on Twitter @_the_fire.
It's a mouthful.
And that ampersat at the beginning. That's called an ampersat. But you always call
ampersand.
at, then the username, but we're at _the_fire. So it's not a very eloquent handle to say, but that's what it is.
Deal with it. If you enjoyed today's episode, please tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best way to help a podcast like us.
Yeah, and if you feel like helping us out a little bit, doing your one good deed for the month or whatever your frequency is, find us on iTunes and give us a rating and type a couple words out and let us know what you think.
As always, my name is Jill.
And this is Ben.
And thank you for trying to find Ian with us.
At the fire.
You're listening to the Screaming Pods Network.